Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, hopefully you're live again.
29, take two. All right. So yes, if you guys are still with us, I hope you certainly are. And so we are back. There's a little bit of technical difficulty going on today, but that is okay, because what is life without technical difficulty? And you know what? I think it's actually a perfect tie-in to our topic of relationship issues. You can think that everything is going perfectly, and then there are circumstances sometimes beyond your control that come in and interfere. And so Amber and I are both emotion code practitioners. Amber's also a body code practitioner, but our work is based on the work of Dr. Bradley Nelson. And he is a retired holistic chiropractor who created this elegant system called the emotion code. And he has a way of tying in negative trapped emotions that get stuck from some event that we had in our life. I do have a chart of emotions right behind me here. There are 60 different negative emotions that can get stuck. And as long as those are stuck in our energy body, we're putting off this vibration in our body or in our environment, and that can cause a problem and an obstacle in our life goals. And today our particular topic is our relationships.
Absolutely. So, I mean, February is all about love, right? There's Valentine's Day in there, and it can cause some sort of feelings within us, whether it's we are struggling to have a relationship and we're single and all of that negative connotation that comes around with us that we can trap emotions on, which again then creates blockages and walls so that we're pushing relationships aside essentially, or not inviting them in because we're blocking ourselves off, or the relationships within our lives. And it doesn't have to be romantic. I mean, I'm here in Canada and we're in lockdown right now. So, all that time being spent, cooped up with people, not giving yourself the space to be able to take a break, to step away, to let go and release those emotions, can create walls within your family. You can start creating walls within your coworkers and your boss, with clients, with new prospects. There are so many different ways you can create blockages and walls with everyone in your life. So if you were to sit there and think about all of the different people in your life, are they all positive, happy, loving relationships? Or are you having problems with people? Those problems with people are most likely from some sort of negative emotion or energy that is blocking the two of you to have a great, healthy, happy relationship. So we've got some people live on my page, saying hi to Lauren, to Dawn, to Patricia, to Eva, to Nicole. Judy says, I give permission, definitely have a heart wall issues. How about we work on my husband and my relationship? Absolutely. So if you'd like to volunteer, definitely give permission. It is one of the hard, fast rules that we both live by, that we wouldn't enter your house or your car or anywhere that you have without your permission. We're certainly not going to enter your energy field. And that is what we do. We go into your energy field and we find what the blockage is. And your subconscious is the mega computer of your life, and it has all the answers. It knows why you are having blockages with your spouse. It knows why you're, having a relationship issue with your boss or your coworkers or your friends. And so we tap into that information and ask yes or no questions using a bunch of different charts to get the answers and to clear that energy so that you can start having better relationships with people.
Yes. And so I'm glad that you went through the list of people that you can have a heart wall with. And so that is a really interesting thing to be able to release them. You can, and it's just amazing how kind of pervasive it is. And additionally, you can also have a heart wall with yourself, that you're just not giving yourself a full acknowledgement or full love, or you're beating yourself up about something. And so being able to release these, it just creates such an element of freedom and flow in your relationships as you are able to break down some of these heart walls. So I'm not sure if you mentioned siblings. I know I heard you mention coworkers and like immediate family members, past loves, friendships, your neighbors. So kind of anybody that is going to be in your life environment. It really just, it's sort of, when it makes it all go better. So, and kind of when you break down one heart wall, you see where that it was just sort of like a bump. It's kind of like those speed bumps when you are driving down the road, and it just doesn't give you the full um, the full acceleration that you want. And even though you might be having a heart wall with one person, that it's still, and you're interacting with a different person, there's still these little things that pull at you. So we would love to be able to help you with releasing your heart walls. So part of it, when you are here, you need to make sure you're drinking a lot of water. Amber and I drink copious amounts of water during the day.
Yes.
And
Good thing I worked on my bladder, because I certainly drink a lot of water during the day. But there are different keys. So what are the 7 keys to having a successful session?
Yeah, so after you have the water, then you also need to give us permission, because by having permission, then that is what allows us to access your energy field on your behalf. And so, and one of the other things that you need to do is be able to identify a problem. And I was also thinking, sometimes people still with that term proxy, the permission allows us to work on your behalf. And I was thinking today that another way of explaining it is almost like going to the store. So, we have our problem list, which would be our grocery list. And we could we'll just say the neighbor kid to the store to say, here's some items I need to have you go and get these for me. And that person runs the store, gets the items, and bring them back. And so the way we work with the emotion code is you're saying, here's my list of items that are a difficulty for me. Can you fix them for me? And so we can go in, and one of the other beautiful things is, although we are asking questions, they are not invasive. So usually everybody's got at least something from their past that they would really like to keep private. And so we don't have to know the details. We're going to be asking questions directly of your subconscious mind, and that is really like a hard drive of your entire mind and system. So any type of experience that you have ever had in your life is recorded in your hard drive of the subconscious mind, just like your computer has recorded everything. And it's back in the recesses of your brain, and again, it's creating these little glitches in your processing of your daily life, just like the glitches in your computer that can slow your computer processing down. So by being able to go in and ask these questions, and that they're simply yes or no questions, so we can say, was there an event? Was it do we need to know an age? Did it happen before you were 10 or after you were 10? And is there a trapped emotion involved with this? And can we release the trapped emotion? We're also able to identify whatever that trapped emotion might be. And it could be something like feeling like love unreceived, or effort unreceived, or confusion, or being wishy-washy, or fear, panic, blaming, dread, humiliation, any of those things. And some of these words are very big, and you can think, well, gee, I remember being embarrassed a little bit in my life, but I don't ever really remember being humiliated. And that is just the interpretation that your subconscious gave it. It needs to, as it's processing information, it needs to identify it and file it. And so it will attribute these definitions to it that Dr. Bradley has identified. And when we bring it up into identification, then we are able to release it through the kinesthetic muscle testing is what we use to identify it. And then we are able to negate it by going over your governing meridian. Our hands are actually electromagnetic, but we can also amplify that by using magnets and just saying, okay, we're going to release this particular emotion. And, sometimes people say, well, how do you know it's the right emotion? And again, it's almost like knocking on a family's door and saying, okay, is this the Smith house? And there's, 10 people in the house. There's, mom and dad and grandma and grandpa and an aunt and an uncle and a brother and a child. And when you say, well, they're going to say, which Smith do you want? Because there might be John Sr. and John Jr. and, Uncle Jim. And so we need to be able to identify it specifically. Once we do, that emotion says, okay, I'm acknowledged. I'm free to leave now.
Brilliant explanation.
Thank you. Seemed a little lengthy, but that's okay.
That's okay. So we've got some people who want to volunteer. So Judy's got working on with her husband. Now, the question that I get asked all the time is, what if we don't know what the blockage is? Or what if we don't know, what the issue, what the underlying issues, and you don't have to. You just need to know what the problem is, like Holly was saying. So the problem is my husband and I are not getting along. That's a problem. And it doesn't necessarily have to be, during the show, we're working on relationships, but you can be like, well, my nose is runny. Oh, I've got acid reflux. Oh, I've got, digestive issues. Oh, I've got this pain in my shoulder. Those are all problems. And so we tap into your subconscious and go, so what is the underlying reason? Is you've got this pain or you've got this relationship issue, and we pluck them out. So Judy has relationship issues with husband. Lauren feels like she's blocking a relationship from coming in. We have Nicole joining us, gives permission. We'd like to work on allowing myself to be more receptive in my feminine energy to open up for a well-balanced relationship with a masculine male. Eva gives permission. Sandra would love to work on her relationship with her husband, Scott. Patricia's giving permission, having blockages with her spouse. Eva would like to work on her relationship with her sister. So,
yeah, so we only have, about 14 more minutes. And so we would love to be able to work with everybody. And, for the confines of our live time, we're just not able to do that. And so one of the other things is that Amber and I, both through our websites or through our Facebook pages, you're able to connect with us and schedule a longer appointment with us, which is really wonderful because this is simply a demonstration. And so we can do something that would be, kind of quote unquote, quick and easy. We can sort of do that first layer, but to really be able to go deep and find out sort of all of the intertwinings of these emotions, it can really be beneficial to schedule a longer appointment. And again, both of us are easy to schedule with, either through our websites or through our Facebook pages. And so, and then the other thing is that just because we might be able to release an emotion of some element, that could be just one event or one layer of that emotion. If you think about and all of the times in your life that you've been frustrated or angry, and it could be angry because the grocery store line is taking too long, or you landed at a red light and you're in a hurry. Sometimes it's just a simple event, but you had that feeling of being angry. And so it's so what happens is that all of these sort of build on each other, and suddenly you've got this, in this case, this brick wall of anger, and we need to be able to unfold it kind of brick by brick. But with Nicole, I think that's the one that's sort of really standing out to me. And so I'd like to be able to work with Nicole, and if I got it correctly, so now I'm not seeing all of the same
You want to work with Nicole?
comments. And so
Okay.
Nicole is wanting to work with opening herself up to a romantic relationship.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and connect with Nicole. And so I will talk through this. I can see Amber's in the middle of her session. All right. So am I connected with Nicole? So I'm using the drawbridge technique. So this would be a no. My fingers just release. And if it's a yes, it's strong. And so am I connected with Nicole? Yes. Am I Holly? No. So I'm Nicole. So I'm going to be speaking here as Nicole. So I'll be speaking with myself and saying that, you know, I'd really like to be able to have a good, loving relationship, open relationship. And do I have any blocks, emotional blocks that might be stopping me from that, from really opening up? And I'm getting a yes. Am I able to release any of these? Yes. Might this have something to do with a heart wall? And with a heart wall, is it, I don't have my good chart right in front of me, so my chart's back behind me. So I'm just going to go from my memory with the chart. So if I'm having some sort of a trapped emotion with a heart wall, is this an emotion code chart? Is it in column A? Is it in column B? It's in column A. Is it an even one? Is it odd? Even? Is it 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 2? And so might this be a feeling of anxiety about a heart wall? Is it despair, disgust, nervousness, worry? It's nervousness. So is this a heart wall that I have with myself about being nervous? It's just a heart wall. Given relationships. All right, am I able to release this? From right now, is it on a scale of 1 to 10? What is my level of nervousness with a heart wall in relationships? Is it out of 10, 9, 8? It's at level 10. Okay, so do I need to know anything more about this? No. All right, so I'm going to release it. So I am releasing a heart wall. So I'm just going to run these magnets over my governing meridian, releasing heart wall. And then also, just for good measure, I'm going to release anything that might be hidden with this. So if there's any hidden nervousness. And then sometimes we have what we call a vibrational resonance, where, you know, the event might be over, but there's still this kind of lingering feeling of it. So I'm going to release any vibrational resonance of nervousness regarding a loving relationship, love type relationship. And I'm also going to release the vibrational resonance and anything that I may have absorbed from either people around me or possibly a past relationship that has something that's making me feel nervous about going into a new relationship. All right, so did I release that heart wall? Is there anything more? On a scale of 1 to 10, my nervousness now is at a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm getting a 0. So I think, Nicole, it would be interesting. I don't know if you felt anything during that. This is just, of course, one layer of this heart wall towards a romantic type relationship. And so hopefully that should open you up. So I don't know if you've got a date planned or your eye on somebody dating in this time of COVID. It could be nervousness about having a relationship. It could be nervousness about just coming in contact with somebody too. So hope, give us some comments and let Amber know how you're feeling.
So I worked on both Patricia and Eva. Patricia, I found a lot of anger, bitterness, guilt, hatred, and resentment emotions that were coming up. So I've cleared all of that. You also had a trauma energy of sadness that I've cleared, and a heart wall of frustration. So all of that has been cleared for you. So I wouldn't be surprised if over the next few days, again, sometimes it's not instantaneous. Things like pain can be felt instantaneous because you can feel that shift, that now I had pain and now I don't. Whereas beliefs and how we view the world and how others view us may take a couple of days. So I wouldn't be surprised if the next couple of days you start viewing your husband in a different manner, in a lighter manner, and certainly, him viewing you in a lighter manner, because that energy between you, a layer has been released. So I was able to work on that. And then on Eva with her sister, some interesting things came up. So you had, so what I did was, for both, I worked on any trapped emotions that you had in between two people, any hidden emotions. So those are emotions that I found that the subconscious really likes to hide. And that, it could be because of something had happened or whatnot. Any absorbed emotions that you have picked up, any inherited emotions, so emotions that have come from your mom or your dad. And in this case for Eva, I picked up pride. So 13 generations of pride on your dad's side that I released, as well as 2 generations of blaming on your mom's side that I released. I also released a effort unreceived heart wall. And I think that was it. So cleared those emotions, which again, when you're dealing with generations, you're not only dealing with, going all the way back, but going forward. So whoever had that emotion, you're clearing it all the way back to where it began and all the way forward. So any kids you might have, your sister might have had it as well, going back. So again, I wouldn't be surprised if the next couple of days you'll at least start viewing how you think of your sister. You may have, absolute resentment against her, but that might have lightened. So definitely keep an eye on that. And we are almost out of time for today. It has been such a crazy half hour.
It has been. Yes, but we are definitely going to be back next week, Monday. Hopefully our technology will work better for us. And so thank you for hanging in there and staying with us. And so again, I am Holly Pitas, Get Feeling Better. I've got my page on Facebook. I have my website, which is getfeelingbetter.com. I've just started delving into Instagram. So if anybody is there and looking around, I'd certainly like a like. And so thank you so much for joining us. And I will be back next Monday, but Amber is going to tell you about what she does during the week.
Yes. So I go live on Wednesdays at 7:00 Eastern. This week I'm having a special guest. Her name is Laura, is coming to spend the hour with me. So I usually hold open office hours on Wednesdays. So if you have any issue that you have got in your life, definitely join me on Wednesdays at 7, and we can help clear you. We bring out the emotion code. We bring out the body code. We bring up generally anything that we can use in order to help you clear those layers and release whatever you have. You'll notice that the body code is a little different. And I know Holly is studying it right now, which is awesome. It goes into 6 different imbalances. So while the emotion code, which is what we're doing right now on our show, clears the emotions, the body code goes into 6 different areas. So energies, circuitries, toxins, pathogens, nutritions, and misalignment. So really anything can come up. I tell my clients all the time, anything can come up, anything is possible. And And, we're just trying to get to the root as to whatever it is that you've got going on so that we can get rid of it and you can start living a happier, healthier life. All right.
Yes.
We will see you next time here next Monday at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time as we are going through and helping people, with their relationship issues.
All right. Thank you.
Bye, guys.